We are here with Simon. How do you start?
I guess it goes back quite far. My older brother, he had a company, motion graphics company back in the late 90s, and I got an internship there at a very young age. Unfortunately, I didn't have any talents at that point, but it still stuck with me. And then later on in life, when I tried to figure out what I wanted to do in life, I kind of remembered that and I just picked it up again. Started doing some small freelance jobs without really knowing what I was doing. I was doing a lot of After Effects, animations, and like lower end motion graphics, I would say. And then I started studying, went to design school, and then to Hyper Island, where I learned more about the actual craft and the technical aspects of things.
I see your presentation, you talk more about Cinema 4D and the Houdini.
Yeah.
Houdini is a very powerful software, and but I think it's not a more diffusion in commercial, but you use it very fast. So, and the question is, can you tell me why you choose this kind of pipeline?
So for me, I didn't really want to get into 3D to begin with, which is kind of surprising to myself even, because I really love it now. But I started with cinema because it was such a approachable software. It was very easy to learn and it was manageable. And it's built in a way that allows you to kind of manage a production from start to finish, from design process to production, and then finish the whole project. And it makes it kind of gets out of your way. However, I've always been interested in trying to do stuff that the software shouldn't be able to do and try to combine stuff in ways that wasn't really intended to begin with. And I've been fighting, like basically bouncing into the walls for the last few years with cinema and trying to kind of make it to do stuff it shouldn't do. And just came to a point where I found I was wasting too much time doing that instead of actually producing work. So when Autodesk killed Softimage, it was just no other choice. It was just Houdini left, because I was really keen to learn Softimage, really, because it was more like cinema but on steroids. So when I started using Houdini and it started to click for me, it just became really clear that this is just so much better at this kind of stuff that I'm trying to do. So, but because I have that background of always trying to produce the whole thing, if that makes sense. I'm not used to a big pipeline where you're just doing one small segment in the production. I try to take that with me and constantly check back with myself so that I don't get carried away on small parts that doesn't matter, because it's really easy to get lost in an application like Houdini because it's just so vast. But it's powerful.
And also, see, you use more the 3D scan, 3D technology.
Yes, we do use a lot of 3D scanning. Usually, mainly it's been because there's so many. We've been working a lot with Nike, and the Flyknit technology, which is kind of this fine thread, it creates a really detailed structure on the surface, which is really hard to replicate with traditional modeling techniques. So by 3D scanning, you get a basic model and a UV map and a texture. So it kind of takes you most of the way there. Where it gets complicated is if you have transparent soles or something like that on the shoes. So you might have to do some modeling. But we also do this because then we don't have a great typology, so we don't have to build the shoes in every film. We can just use it as we can't do that because that's not entirely true, but yeah.
This process is very long, or you can, because maybe sometimes for commercial you have a more short time for do.
No, it's actually faster than, I'm shit at modeling, so I don't know. If you're really good at modeling, you can probably build a shoe in a day or two, but I don't know. No one in our company is that great at modeling, I guess, and we just wanted to take advantage of this new technology. Basically, it's a quite quick process. You just go around, take a bunch of pictures, walk in a circle around your subject, keep the kind of lighting even so you don't have any hard shadows or reflections. And then the computer kind of generates a rough mesh. You might have to do some cleanup in ZBrush or something, but we usually outsource that to various companies. So.
And it's your first time in Paris?
Yes,
for this event?
For this event, yes.
Okay. And what do you think of this event?
I think it's quite good. Like, it's not, some of the events have a really long schedule where you like go on to like 8-9 in the evening, and the air and stuff is quite good, so you can breathe and you don't get tired, and it's quite very comfortable seats and that, coffee. I mean, it's great. Yeah, it's good. It's a good place to meet people and that. What
do you think the next future for CGI?
I think that the power that, you know, the tools get better, rendering goes over to the GPUs, and everything becomes more efficient because the landscape demands it. So I think the power will land more in the individuals and really smaller companies, and I think obviously the big established companies will still be fine, they'll still always get work, but I think you will be able to make more with fewer people, and I think that trend will just continue to go on, which is why I think it's important to kind of try to not get too carried away and too specialized in a lot of cases. But, you know, I'm just talking from a motion graphics standpoint. I'm not really talking for big film production, because you always need a lot of people there. Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.